mayonnaise actually isn't cooked. However, most of the type that you buy in a jar is probably heat processed. But real homemade mayonnaise is actually raw if you are not vegan, if you go ahead and eat eggs. But considering that this cleanse is a vegan raw version, I'd like to show you a way to make mayo so that you can have that as a spread on your sandwiches, and also so that you can season a portion of the mayonnaise to simulate ranch, because I get a lot of feedback that, you know, the husbands and the kids and sometimes even the mom, whatever, some people are just totally down to eat salad and vegetables, but they're addicted to ranch. Now, if that means you're eating a little bit of ranch and a lot of vegetables, cool, then we can do that. Let's go ahead and make some mayo and season it up. But again, you always want the star of your snack to be the vegetables, not the ranch. So make sure that the vegetables you're eating are not acting as a shovel for the ranch dressing, because it is good. But it's made from cashews, so it definitely does have some fat. Much better for you than a typical mayonnaise in terms of the types of fats. So let's just jump right in. We have a cup of cashews that were soaked overnight. Now that's going to be the base, and that's where all the fats are going to come from. We are going to put those right into the Vitamix. They were drained overnight, and then they were rinsed of their soap water and strained. So now they're all set there in the blender. We need to thin that out a little bit. So we're going to start with 1 tablespoon of fresh squeezed lemon juice. Now we want to have 2 to 3 tablespoons on hand, just because we're not sure exactly how much it's going to take. Every time I do a batch, it's a little tiny bit different, just because you never know how much exactly water the nuts are going to soak up. So I think it's always good to taste it as you go along. Now I start with I'm using a 1/2 teaspoon measurement. So I'm going to put 2 of these. So that's 1 full teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. That's an organic apple cider vinegar. And then we're also going to need some salt. And we're shooting for about 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to fresh grate mine because I like this Himalayan salt in here. And we're going for about 1 teaspoon. We'll keep that in hand just in case we need a little bit more. And then we're also going to add 2 full tablespoons of olive oil. 1 and 2. Okay. And we're going to give that a whirl. See if we can get a nice mayonnaise-like texture out of those nuts. Let's see if this is going to happen. I may need to use the plunger, so we have that handy. Scrape the whole mixture down toward the blades. There we go. And we'll just continue to blend it and scrape it down until it's completely creamy. Okay, so it is perfectly creamy. It has a delicious mayonnaise-y taste. And we are ready to take it out of the Vitamix. So what we want to do is take about half of it out of the mixture, and then we're going to turn the other half of it into a ranch dressing. So I have a glass container here that I'm going to use to store this in. Now this is tiny, so I'm going to try to do it without making much mess, and that's always tricky. But I'll do the best that I can. Here we are. And we're just going to continue on here. Don't use too much mayo around here every once in a while for a sandwich, but as the base of a dressing, it definitely works to give you that creamy ranch style taste. I'm not a big ranch person anyways. I guess just because I'm not really big on dairy, but this raw version of ranch I really like. And ranch enthusiasts tell me that they're so thrilled to have a raw version because it mimics it to such a point that they don't even tell their family. I even had one girl tell me that that her family just wouldn't stop buying the ranch dressing, that Hidden Valley Ranch. So she emptied out her Hidden Valley Ranch and she filled it up with this, and they just kept using it, and she just kept putting a fresh batch inside there. So I thought that was kind of funny. Okay, so again, that's about half of it. So I'm going to leave the rest in there. And then we have our mayo mixture. And of course, we can just spread a knife right in there and use that for sandwiches. It's great on the BLT. A little bit of mustard, a little bit of this, and you have a delicious BLT. I'm going to clean up my finger here really quick. Okay. So now that leaves us with half the mixture in the blender. And why should we clean that blender out, right? We might as well just leave it and make the dressing in there right now. So we are going to need some of our almond milk. I made a fresh batch for you. Okay, so I'm gonna shake this up and make sure it's all well integrated. Some of our fresh almond milk here, and then we're gonna add that into the blender. So we wanna add about a cup of the almond milk. That's about right. Maybe a little shy. So a cup and a half of the almond milk, depending on how thick and viscous you like your dressing. And let's make sure we have all of this little mayo in there in our mixture. There we are. Okay. Now, what's going to give it that sort of ranchy kind of flavor? We're going to add a little bit of extra lemon. So we're going to add 1 more tablespoon of the lemon. We're going to add a half tablespoon more of the apple cider vinegar. And then you're going to want to give it a taste when it's done and see. You can adjust those as needed. Now, what's going to give it that ranchy flavor? We need some onion powder. Again, we're going to do this to taste. So I'm going to go for about a half to a quarter teaspoon of the onion powder. And then I have an organic, a gal who does the organic garlic powder here at our local farmer's market. I'm going to add a dash of that as well. And then I'm going to add a nice dash of white pepper, maybe a couple dashes there. Such a good smell. A little bit more. Okay. And then we're going to add a little bit extra salt. Lord knows ranch has that saltiness to it that's just addictive. And then we have the chives, but we're going to put that in once we have the other flavors balanced and ready to rock, because we don't want the chives to get so broken up that it makes the dressing green colored, because Lord knows your family won't eat it if it's green, right? We're going to break them of all those naughty habits anyways, but let's go ahead and mix this up. Nice and slow. Take the speed on up to 10. Check it. Scrape down the edges. Make sure all of that cashew mixture is in there. Give it a nice consistency. I'm going to give it a taste. Oh my God, that's funny. It's definitely ranch. Okay, I'm going to blend it one more time since I scraped down the edges. Very nice. Okay, looking good. Now I'm just going to add a dash more of my white pepper and a dash more of my onion. I'm even going to give it another half teaspoon of vinegar. That's just how I think that it would taste best. But again, you're going to season this up before you add in the chives. Get it how you want it. Have it pack plenty of flavor. To your taste, of course. And another half teaspoon of the vinegar. There we go. Pretty simple recipe ranch, isn't it? Okay. Okay, now let's give it a taste and see how it is. Oh my gosh, yummy. Okay, so now we have the ranch dressing. We're gonna stir in the chives, and then actually we can put the chives in, but you don't want to blend it on high. I have about a quarter a cup of chives there, so I'm going to put the speed on the Vitamix all the way down to 1. Alternatively, I could hand mix these, but I might as well save the time of washing another bowl and all that. Turn it on low. There we go. Mix it in. Just make sure that they're mixed in well, and then turn her off. And she's good to go. Give her one more taste. Nice. Okay. Put that messy thing over here. We're going to pour this right into this little bowl here so that we can use it as a dressing, or as a dipping sauce. Now you can see that my dressing is a little thin. If I wanted it really thick, more like how it might come at the store, more like a blue cheese thickness, then I could add maybe 3/4 of a cup of almond milk and that would be fine. And I may have gone just a little over a cup there anyways when I was adding the almond milk in. So that is our ranch dressing, and I'm gonna taste it. Delicious. Okay, so that's raw food ranch. No excuses. Get your kids to eat those vegetables with or without their raw ranch, and I will see you soon.